Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Erev Shabbos Kodesh, first Shabbos of the year. Woohoo! So, pretty exciting. Brachat Vayeilech, Brachat B'Tzeisecha. Just like the last Shabbos, we try to, the last year, it kind of is mitaken all the bracha, taken all the Shabbos of the last year. So too this Shabbos, the first Shabbos of the year. Things we can kind of improve, things we can kind of improve our Shabbos, daven better, maybe learn a little bit better, better nap, I don't know, better drinking. Parshas vayeilech, Shabbos shuva is a big kesher. Vayeilech is Shabbos shuva. Is to kind of always look forward and look to always be improving and to kind of see what we could do this year better than the last year. Rav Olby talks about tafasta ruba, lo tafasta miuta tafasta. Big changes is difficult. You know, someone's going to lose 50 pounds, never works. 40, you say you lose 5 pounds, you have a shot at that. You grab the small things, this low-hanging fruit, as they say. Big changes is hard to do. Small changes, that's possible. Look what we change small things. Change small things, then you have a chance to have this momentum to get for bigger things. Speaking about changing, speaking about moving and improving, we have this week's parsha. So we have the famous question that everyone asks, vayeilech Moshe, where is Moshe going? Everyone asks questions, Kli Yakar and the Zohar, all these questions, where is Moshe going? We don't see in the Torah Moshe moving places. We don't know what he was doing. Where was he going? And the Brit Tzaddik talks about that each person is moving. Each person goes to their own olamo, their own place. Each person has their own journey, their own place to go, their own destiny in life. We don't just follow one person. We try to take the best of each. You go to one Rebbe, and maybe for Mussar you go to a different Rebbe, maybe for Chumash you learn from somebody else. You don't just learn one mahalach. Any good things we have, any good paths, we find our own path. We're not just following Chabad or Breslev or Satmar. We take the best of everything that we can, and each person has their own job, their own mador, their own place. And this is the difference of a malach and a person. The malachim are omdim, not going up and not going down, but a person's malach. A person's going higher level, and even lower level. We talk about, everyone's heard, I'm sure, how you do shuva, ba'ava, so your avonos turn to zchuyos. What's that all about? Because a few different answers. Because you do an avera, and now you see you're in a different place, and that kind of motivates you to do tshuva, or you fix the avera, or motivates you to do tshuva, different approaches. But this is the approach. The approach is a person can only gain if he could fall down. Years ago when I was learning how to play skate, ice hockey, so I used to skate, and my brother Yossi would say, "Did you fall?" I'm like, "No." Well, if you're not falling, then you're not really learning. I'm like, well, I don't want to fall. It hurts sometimes when you fall on the ice. So if you're just skating around, doing what you do well, the moves you could do, okay, you finish the session, you didn't get any, you're not wet, you're a little bit sweaty, but you're not hurt. But when you try to use the different edges on your skates, and you're skating backwards, you're doing the hockey stops, and a lot of times you fall. But the point is, through falling, you get to get up, you get back up, and now you gain something, you acquire something, and you learn more. Just playing it safe, you don't really gain much. Only a person that has the ability to fall has the ability to gain. Nefel tzaddik become. A tzaddik falls and he gets up stronger and gets up better. And so the Brit Tzaddik talks about vayeilech, and that this is the time that Moshe is going to be gone, because Moshe reached a level of like a malach. And once vayeilech Moshe, he left to be this great level, then there's no more tafkid. Moshe dies, that day, the next day, Hazinus, Hasabracha, Moshe's gone. there's nowhere to go. Our job as people is to recognize that we try things, we do things, we fail sometimes, but hopefully we succeed. We get back up when we succeed. That's Mahalach. Yaakov Katina brings interesting thought I just heard, is that he contrasts last week to this week. Last week was Nitzavim, and this is vayeilech. Nitzavim, we're all standing. And usually you heard last week's parsha that even after Tachachas, even after bad things, the Jewish people were still standing. We still follow Hashem. We're still we're still alive. We're still following Hashem. Even after Tachacha, even after the Gullus, all these things were still standing. Yaakov Tina says no, a little different. Is that you're standing, but that's not the right thing to do. You're not standing, because even Moshe at 120 was not satisfied, and Moshe waits to give a bracha to the Jewish people only at the end of his life, because every day of his life he was growing, and a year 100 he was still growing, and 110 till he reached 120. He's called Ish Elokim, he's called Eved Hashem. Now he can give the bracha to the people. Now he's finished his tafkid, and a person should never be satisfied with what they have. A person should say, well, I have Daf Yomi this year, I'm good to go. I learned 10 minutes a day, I do some Chumash, I do some Rashi, I do Gemara. You should be happy with that. And as we start a new year, we should look to be a Mahalach. No matter what age we are, I'm sure nobody on this, listen to this, is 120. Some people close, I think, but no one's at 120. So until you really hit 120 and you're at the level of Moshe Rabbeinu, we still have a ways to go. We still have things to improve. Whether we want to learn better, we want to have chesed, we want to reach out and help people better, daven better. There's so many things we can really improve. And that's the approach we have to take. Not to be omdim, apathetic, standing in one place, satisfied where we are. But no, a person's mahalach. Avram Avinu, even though he was the first Jew, he wasn't satisfied just to sit in his tent. He traveled a good part of his life just to never satisfy, always moving. And Moshe, even at 120, he was still moving and trying to get to the highest level. And when he does get to the highest level, now it's called Eved Hashem. Hopefully, we take this lesson of vayeilech and move place to place. Hopefully, in a year from now, we said, you know what? This year, we learned more, we did better things, we accomplished more, things were more clear to us, and we have an excellent new year. If I don't speak to you, Gemar Chassim Tova, Shabbat Shalom.